Okay, well, thank you very much for a very kind welcome. This is personal for me. The NHS saved my life at least 3 times before I was 5 years old, and I'm aware, having been born in 1964, that if I had been born just 20 years earlier in 1944, then there wouldn't have been an NHS there for me to keep me alive. And all through my life, like I think a lot of people in this room, the NHS has been there for us. I've been to America, I have American friends. I was actually at a training course recently, believe it or not, in Boston, where we were fortunate enough to have one of the top people who'd introduced Obamacare come to talk to us. There was a number of civil servants, a number of senior health officials. And he started off his talk with, I'm going to tell you what we've done here to introduce Obamacare in America, but I feel somewhat embarrassed because I am talking to the country that has the jewel in the crown in the NHS. And that is how the rest of the world sees our fantastic health service. So it's great that it's not just us here and residents here. We have doctors here. I can see Dr. Sean over there, standing in the corner, who I know will speak later, and I can see lots of people who've been fighting to hold on to our hospital. Now, when we took control of the council, with your help, in May 2014, there were 2 benefits to that, at the biggest possible picture. One was we could straight away change the council's position to being one of, instead of saying that the council had been saved, to actually changing that and saying it hadn't been saved and genuinely trying to defend it. The other one was we got to see all the confidential information. We got to see exactly what had been agreed and what exactly was being proposed. So I can tell you, when we said in opposition that Charing Cross will be demolished and that the plan is to replace it with a new health centre, just 13% of its size, that was true, and it's still true today. And when we said in opposition that the accident and emergency would not be an accident and emergency, but an urgent care clinic, what we found was a little bit more detail, because urgent care clinics and accident and emergencies can be seen as the same thing, because the government has reclassified accident and emergency centres. So you have a class 1 A&E, which is what we would call an A&E, and then you have a class 2, and then a class 3 A&E is essentially an urgent care clinic. That's what is being offered at Charing Cross, a urgent care clinic, and that was true. And when we said that the plans were in chaos, that is also true. Now, to underline this, because at the end of the day it can't be just about us saying one thing and the government saying another, we thought the right thing to do would be to have an independent healthcare commission. And we think that what you need to do is to have the best possible experts, health economists, health officials, doctors, health experts, and people who are beyond reproach for their significance in British public life. So I am delighted that with the help of 4 other councils, it made 5 councils come together, giving us a population of almost 2 million people, we commissioned the closest of what has been to an independent public inquiry that's happened anywhere in these islands. And it is a substantial report, and it raises all the right questions. And if you read it, and if you haven't, I ask you to do that, then what you will see is a report that demonstrates a proposal that is in chaos. £284 million is how much they thought this would cost them. It's now gone to £1.3 billion. If I ran the council like this, I would rightly be booted out of office. No one can run a budget like that, but that's what's happening with Shaping Healthier Future. You see genuine problems coming out at the moment with accident and emergency, with people sometimes waiting for an hour to get treated in an ambulance. Now that can't be right. So what we have now is a report that sets a possible new course. We will do everything possible to save our hospital, and if that means taking the government to court, then that is precisely what we will do. But before that, I want to underline that we have a real fight on our hands. We have a scenario where Jeremy Hunt, probably the worst public health secretary in my lifetime, is running for cover from almost every fight he's getting involved with. And we have a government that is indifferent to what we're trying to do on this case. Now, the only way we're going to make them listen is to have more and more people know what's going on, understand the risk to them and their families, and join in our fight to save our hospitals. I think this will be a long fight, but I know throughout history it's when good women and men step up to the plate and say something needs to change. The fact that you're here tonight shows that you are those good women and men, and that is precisely what we're going to do. We're not going to let Charing Cross Hospital go down on our watch. We're going to fight, and this is going to carry on for as long as I remain the council leader. Thank you very much.